Hello everyone, and welcome to Gnoll Way Home? Gnoll Way Home? I don't know how this is supposed to be pronounced. I can see how it's spelled, but I don't know how entirely. I think it's Gnoll? I don't think it's Gnoll, but I want it to be. I don't know much about this. I really just saw the character designs and went, yup, that's for me. So, we're just gonna go in. Yeah. Do you wish to enable sexually explicit visuals? No, we're fine. We're fine. We're gonna make it easier for me. Right? Right. I'm such an idiot. That's the first thing that comes to mind as I find myself facing oblivion. It's so empty, so cold. There's just nothing. Forever. Is this what it's always going to be like? There really isn't anything that comes after? Well, at least I can hear myself think. Wait, that's not a good thing, is it? Just alone with my thoughts for eternity? Now this is hell. Please, wake up! Oh, thank goodness. You can't do this. The voice pleads tearfully. Does it? Okay. Breaking and trembling. He sounds hoarse from sobbing. I don't recognize him, but he's my only lifeline to the world of the living. Please! I feel like I'm being pulled towards him when he speaks, somewhere far, far away. Compared to this vast emptiness, it feels like a whole other world. You can't leave me. I feel a deep pang of passion for whoever this is. And I don't want to leave, either. I'm not ready to go. But what can I do? I focus with all my might, trying to do something, anything, to show that I'm here. With all the effort I can muster, I manage to pry my eyes open just a sliver. Just enough for a blurry, unfocused glimpse of him. Oh, hello. He gasps. Eyes shining and full of tears, and I feel his grip on me tighten. As I lay my eyes upon him, I feel a deep longing that I can't fully explain. I don't know who he is, but he's so gentle, so tender. I feel him clutching my hand, telling me everything's going to be okay. Here, I'll turn up the game audio. That seems... let me get. I don't know. We'll put a pin in the audio for a bit, I guess. I can barely make out what he's saying, but just hearing his voice is soothing. I try to respond to him, but all that comes out is a weak, breathy gasp. Save your strength. Just stay here with me, please. You'll get better. You will. We'll go back to the village. We'll rest. We'll have soup. I have no idea what he's talking about. Does he know me? This feels wrong. His voice breaks as his tears return. It's not fair. I can't help but agree. I want to console him. I want to tell him not to cry. I don't even know him, but it's obvious how much pain he's in. I want to stay here, with him. Why do I feel this way? He's a complete stranger. I can't think straight. My eyes fall shut. I can't keep them open any longer. Darkness reclaims me as I hear his panic shouting. No, you need to stay awake. But I can't respond. I can't stay with him. The world goes quiet. I feel time slip away from me. Damp falls upon my body. Oh, okay. A soft warmth caresses me, but then it's gone. Chill sets in, bitter and biting. Pressure around my limbs, around my throat, dragging. The smell of noxious chemical fumes? I see. Soft muttering, chanting. It's too much. And then, nothing. Oh? I kind of like that the soundtrack is listed like that in the corner. It's neat. Reminds me of Danganronpa. You, bolded, are in a forest, a deep one, hazy and hard to place. The colors you've never seen before shimmer through the air. It hurts to look at them. The trees around you bend and sway in ways that don't feel natural. They bow to form arches, leading you on your path. You follow the trail, unsure and unsteady, but driven by duty. You have to find him. The clearing you emerge into looks unfamiliar. Your path becomes less certain. Unsettling lights of those same wait, what is this? Unusual? Unusual. Yes, I know that word. Unusual colors flicker and dance in the canopy above, lighting your way in place of stars. Dense underbrush shift and crowd around you, making you feel surrounded. Quickening your pace, you feel pricks of pain as the dense brambles slices you in your haste. Unearthly sounds warble through the dense tangle that envelops you. Whatever lives down here can't be friendly. You feel your heart racing in your chest. You could be in danger. A particularly overgrown piece of vegetation looms menacingly over you. With your vision blurring, its shape resembles that of a towering beast. Your breath catches in your throat, afraid to make a sound. Pinpricks of illumination from a ghostly lights above shine through it. Or are those eyes? It shifts and turns as you approach. Or was it always facing that way? You can't tell. A howling wind passes through. The trees shake like the rattle of bones. It's not safe here. You run. But not far. The undergrowth trips you up. It feels as if it lashes out and then snares your feet, bringing you low as you can't escape. You feel the wind knocked from your lungs as you land hard. Something wraps around you, preventing you from reclaiming any air. Whoa, look at these little guys! Looking up, you're met with a dozen eyes sprouting from the thick, tangled brush that coat the ground. They stare at you, unblinking. They know you're not meant to be here. You're too slow, too stupid. You've just been waiting for you to fall. You feel the roots that surround you tug you slowly down into the earth. They suffocate you, wringing the air out of your lungs and the life from your body. The more you struggle, the tighter they bind you. As they close in above you to seal you in this grisly casket of vegetation, the last thing you see before they fully block out the light is those eyes staring down at you. Well, there we go. We're not there anymore. We're good. I, also bolt awake, launching myself upward in a cold sweat and gasp for air. I'm alive? Probably. Okay, that's a start. I try to get my breathing under control. That nightmare was really intense. Looking around, I strain my eyes to get a good measure of my surroundings. It seems like some kind of hut. The sounds of songbirds outside. It's out in the wilderness, maybe. Rough, unfinished walls thatched? What is this word? Roofing above, and all manner of simple tools and containers scattered about. Light streams in from behind a curtained opening. I see. I'm understanding this statement. Illuminating some kind of kitchen or workshop along the far wall. Breathing in, I feel the harsh sting of chemical fumes in my lungs. But it feels like I've been soft-fused in it for quite a while already. I must have been here for how long? Well, this is a lad. There's a little friendly, just kind of creeping in. As my blurry eyes scan back across the room, I'm startled when I notice a figure slowly creeping up from the shadows. Whoa. Hello. Huh. Okay. The figure scampers closer with frightening haste. The greasy-looking beast eyes me curiously as I gasp and scoot back against the wall behind me. His proximity brings with it a potent musk that stings my eyes, the scent of unwashed animal mixed with strange herbal aromas. He wheezes out a raspy noise before speaking in a scratchy old voice that makes my skin crawl. It rises! My eyes widen as I realize this creature is actually addressing me. And I can understand it. Tell me your name, lad! His tone is friendly, or as close to it as he can manage, given how terrifying his voice is. But should I really trust him so readily? I'm not sure what to tell him. Okay. Do we go with do we just go with Josh? Do we just do that? Does this character have a name? I usually like to use if I do this, it's no good. I have to say something. Oh, okay. So we just kind of, we're Mr. Josh. I'm Mr. Josh. Oh, okay. Oppa. The creature's ear falls as he frowns at my response. Wait, this creature's ears fall? Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, is this him? Or is it they? Okay. At the same time, I hear a shuffling behind him. One of the curtains dimming the light from the building's entryway is pushed aside. Oh, this one's... He's short, I guess. The other guy's like hunched, so I assume he's like kind of tall. This guy's like almost like puffed out chest. He's tiny. I don't know. There he stands looking at me with a fearsome glower that makes my stomach drop. Whoa. Okay. The old beast crowding me. Yes. It turns to greet him with a welcoming smile. Ah, there you are, lad. Did you get the, He's silenced by a withering glance and palpable tension. The younger beast strides past his elder and approaches me. Oh, it's him, the one I dreamed of, but he looks so cold and distant now, like the light has gone from his eyes. All that remains is a smoldering bitterness that flickers into disgust as he looks at me. I'm so wrapped up in studying his expression that I don't notice what he's doing until his hands wrap around my throat. Oh, okay. I reflexively reach up to stop him, but after hearing a brief snap behind me, his hands go limp. I slump back down, unable to move my body no matter how much I try. I gasp and stammer in shock, my voice deeper than I expected. What? Left helpless before these beasts, I feel myself starting to panic. As I gasp for air, I realize I can still move my head at least. What did you do? The smaller beast scrunches up his nose in disgust as I plead for information. He reaches for a strange leather cord that's strapped around his wrist, and tug at it to ensure it's secured tightly. The older beast finally returns to my side, looking down over me. A demon collar, lad. Do you really think? Of course I do, Oppa. It can't be trusted. You know that. The vitriol in his bark momentarily makes me relieved that he isn't focused on me for the moment. Though now I feel bad for the ragged old beast he's shouting at. He's gone, Oppa. That thing killed him. And now it's puppeting him around like a parasite. You don't know that, Tav. Not for sure. Tav and Oppa. So they have names. Are they talking about me? I managed to crane my neck downward, unable to move a single muscle beneath it. Yeah, the music seems real quiet. I'm gonna turn it. It doesn't look like it's. Oh, I don't know. We'll do that for now. Yeah. What I see down below is difficult to swallow. My entire body is covered in thick, shaggy fur, or ruddy shapes of brown that drift into a lighter, creamier blend towards my underbelly, where a simple and tattered loincloth covers my nethers. Thick, powerful muscles adorn my arms and legs, and they give way to rather large paws, each complete with a full set of dark, leathery paw pads. Oh, good. I wouldn't mind waking up like that. Sounds good. The toned physique continues across my chest. Those bulging pectorals look at odds with the rather sizable, furry gut further down my abdomen. Jaw agape at this form, I realize my face must look similarly hairy and savage. It's strange that with such a powerful bestial body, I still feel so weak and helpless right now. Try as I might, I can't move anything below my neck. This is the work of that collar they mentioned. Please, I don't understand. They both turn to look at me. Tav winces at the sound of my voice. Rest now, lad. Tav shoots the larger Gnoll, a smoldering glare before Opa turns to address him. He's no danger to us now, lad. Let him get his bearings. The boy looks back to me, praising the fear in my eyes before grumbling and reaching to loosen the cord around his wrist slightly. As he does, I feel command of my body slowly return to me. I gasp and reach up to my throat, confirming the presence of the collar. But as I do, my stomach drops, and I get the distinct feeling that messing with it isn't going to end well. Get him up and ready. I want to make it back before dusk. The younger beast departs in a huff, leaving a tumultuous silence in his wake. The older beast sighs as he watches Tav depart before returning his gaze back to me. Sorry about that, Mr. Josh. Was it? Yeah? He perks up noticeably at my reply. I'm still not sure how much I can trust him, but he seems to be forthcoming at least. There's a million questions I want answered, and I stumble over them trying to get one out. Where am I? And why am I? I point down and gesture to myself, hoping that gets the message across. Oppa looks me over, sighing to himself. You're safe now, lad. But you're not you anymore. That isn't a very helpful explanation. I grow a little frustrated as I try to push for a more digestible answer. Then what exactly am I? The old beast shrugs. Demon. That word makes my heart sink into my stomach. Demon? What do you mean? His gaze grows distant as he fails to answer. Hungry. The old beast turns away from me, hobbling over to the workshop-looking area on the far side of the hut. Should feed you. He mutters to himself, seeming like he's lost in a daze. I still have questions, even more now, in fact, but I don't know how much I'm going to get out of him. I might as well try to get up, now that I can. Climbing to my feet, I find myself a bit unbalanced as my heavy gut flops down and jostles before me. This body is weighed a bit differently than I anticipated. I take a few unsteady steps. My feet feel like they bent backwards at first. But my body seems to remember how it's supposed to walk on its own, as long as I'm not thinking about it too hard. I feel an added weight behind me, and look over my shoulder to see a shaggy tail emerging and curling up to support the loincloth tied around my waist. A boil in 3 shakes. I turn my attention back to the old beast, mumbling to himself. I approach slowly, peering over at what he's doing. He's slowly stirring at a pot. Okay. Of ominously opaque slop, humming to himself in a grumbly tone. I feel the fur prickle on the back of my neck. What are you making there? My inquiry seems to snap him back to attention, and he gazes down to survey his handiwork. Meal. He acquires a rough-looking pseudo-spoon and ladle, some sort of thick greenish paste into an empty bowl, before turning and offering it to me. No, I'm not. A loud grumble interrupts me, my stomach protesting as I get a whiff of the stuff. Though the thick fog of strange herbs still hangs heavy in this place, my nose manages to single this out as something edible at the very least. And I imagine it's been a while since I've eaten anything. I look up at his expectant expression, and it's hard to refuse. Tenuously, I take the bowl and the implement, yes, that's now stuck fast to the offered slop. This is not going in me. I can see him squinting as he tries to survey my reaction, so I decide to make a gamble on his poor eyes. Pretending to scarf down the meal, I end up making overwrought lip-smacking and swallowing sounds to sell how much I'm enjoying it, like I'm entertaining a child at a tea party. He seems pleased by this, relieved in fact. I can see the tension melt away when the old beast lets his shoulders drop down a bit. I try and refocus the old-timer now that I've been fed, discreetly discarding the bowl nearby. Already, I feel my stomach growing resentful at such waste. Thank you. Very kind of you to feed a demon. He gives a soft, weaselly chuckle as he responds. A demon? Demons are people too. At least I think so. I pause to consider how to gently pry some answers free without showing my hand. I don't know a damn thing about this place, these people, or anything really. But just coming out and saying that would be suspicious, right? Let's try and cover the basics at least. And if I'm a demon, then you guys are Gnolls. I don't suppose you have many where you're from. His voice becomes more cheerful as I keep up this line of questioning. Where is it you think I'm from exactly? Hell, of course. Right, of course. And what do you know of hell? It's a realm mired in sin and cruelty, burning away with its people toil in endless misery. Well, that sounds about right. So, how did I get here? He tilts his head, pausing in a moment of confusion. Wasn't that your doing? You possessed young Gash here. Gash? Well, that's a hell of a name. I didn't intend to. Is that so? Well, it's not unheard of. No? So there may be others like me out there. Used to happen more often, but nowadays the Empire puts demons to the stake as soon as they hear word of them. Send them back to hell where they came from. Not what I want to hear right now. Isn't that a bit severe? I'd say so, but frightened people take drastic measures. Am I really so scary? He looks me over, chuckling heartily. Not as you are now. But without a collar, you might end up like the others. The callous disregard for life, the unspeakable power they wield, the wanton destruction they sow. They treat our world like a game. At least that's what the Empire says. I cringe as I imagine the sort of demons that end up getting sent here. I'm nothing like that, I assure you. And that collar ensures that. I rub at the collar as he mentions it, and I get the prickling feeling of doom again when I consider trying to rip it off. What does it do exactly? Keeps you from lashing out. Even considering hypothetically, raising a fist makes me feel a bit woozy, like that strange paralysis I suffered will come flooding back if I try.
This is a lot to take in. Aye, lad. It must be rough.
Before I realize it, his paw is on my shoulder. It's more comforting than I expected. I can feel his warmth, and it unravels a bit of the tension that's been building within me. I take a deep breath, trying to get my head straight, and that's when I noticed his smell again. Breathing in through my nose gives me a powerful dose of him. And it's not so overwhelming this time, now that I'm a bit used to it. I close my eyes and focus on parsing it. Huh? It's like unraveling individual threads of aroma from a big ball of funk. There's a strong earthy smell at the core, clearly his natural musk. But surrounding it are familiar strands of herbal aromas. Lavender, rosemary, vanilla, mint, sage, and quite a few more I don't recognize. And beyond that, I can smell how they're layered and the patterns they weave. I don't really have the language to describe it. It all combines together to form a complexly textured, distinct smell. I almost feel like I could pick it out of a crowd if I focused on it. When I open my eyes again, I see the old Gnoll much closer now, leaning up to sniff the broad snoot of his at my neck. It's only now I realize how much smaller than me he is standing at least 2 heads shorter. He's looked so big when I first woke up. More importantly, he's just brazenly sniffing now. I pull away a bit, feeling myself blush, but I hope I've got enough fur to hide it. He chuckles softly, sighing to himself before he speaks up.
I expected brimstone.
I realized he must have a pretty sensitive nose as well. Then, it must be a Gnoll thing.
Indeed, you just smell like him, but different.
That's not very descriptive, but I suppose I'd be hard pressed to succinctly describe Opa's particular smell. Our moment is interrupted by a dramatic clearing of a throat from outside.
You'd best not keep him waiting, lad.
I take a deep breath and prepare myself. Hopefully, he's had enough time to cool down a bit. Oh? Okay. Alright. Well, I think I'll end the part here. So I'll see you around, everyone.